one of the creative ways that you can move is juggling. And juggling has been around for thousands of years. Recorded pictures of jugglers in Egypt, 2000 BC. Anything involving movement that's fun and it actually trains your mind. And there's some great analogies you can use with this. One of the ones I've done is I can teach you, and I learned this from a street musician, a street juggler in Whistler, right after I'd had an operation, removing some cancer from my face, and I was a little bit bummed out. And I watched him juggle, and I was just fascinated. So I said, you know, how long did it take you to learn that? And he said, I can teach you in 60 seconds how to juggle three balls. And he said, you want to learn? And I said, absolutely. And he said, well, the first lesson is this. The first thing you got to do is learn the throw, because the throw makes the catch much easier. So you just practice with one ball, and this is the form. And as you can see, you can do it with almost anything. I got a few rocks here, but I would suggest you start out with hacky sacks because they don't roll away when you drop them. So to do two, you do one. When it reaches the top, you throw the other one. So usually start with your dominant hand and then alternate when you're practicing. But do 1, 2, stop. 1, 2, stop. 1, 2, stop. You should always stop so that you forget your possible mistakes. You want to try to keep it relatively even. And 3 is simply doing 2 over and over. And for example, in a sales business, 1 is the prospect, 2 is the sales presentation, 3 is recruiting more people to do that over and over. And what you get out of it is 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. There. 60 seconds, I taught you how to juggle. Now, the problem is though, it's simple, but it's not easy. So you have to practice. And you will learn it. Juggling has some amazing benefits for learning, especially for kids. They've shown it increases academic performance. It's also fun and social if you do it together. So yeah, learn to juggle. So we're back home, and it's a little windy here too, so if the sound is not great, this is what I suggest using to start juggling with hacky sack, because when you drop them, they don't roll. And one of the great things you can do is to something like that. Practice standing in front of a couch, so you don't have to bend to the floor every time you drop balls. Once you get good at that, it's real easy to juggle 8 balls. You're going to need 2 things though. You're going to need your Joe King attitude and some 8 balls. See? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, 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 oh. You're going to need your Joe King face and some 8 balls. Now these are bouncy balls, so if you drop these, they go everywhere. Yeah. That's it. Today, we are on question 6. That's 5 plus 1. And that is how. How do we create? And the subsections of that are move, sell, write, read, travel, decide, and think. So pretty much it's a universal thing. We're all creative in different ways because we all make decisions. We all think, sometimes not as much as others. Everybody travels a little bit. Most people read, some people write. Everybody sells, and everybody moves. So, talk about one particular thing today, and that was 1995. I had the opportunity to speak to a group of about 1,000 people in the Philippines, and I had made up the handout, which was titled Mastering Infinity, and the first quote on the front page of it was this one here. So I'm getting to it. The greatest thing by far is to be a master of metaphor. Now, the day before I was to do this presentation, I was down in the hotel lobby, and there was a bookshop in there, and this was out on the front of the bookstore. Lessons from the Art of Juggling. This is what my whole metaphor was. Whether I was picking up vibes from that, I don't know, but it was a very coincidental thing. So I bought the book and used it in my presentation because, it was talking about exactly what I was talking about. Is learn how to learn. I can teach you how to juggle 3 balls, cascade, in about 60 seconds. But if you don't practice, you'll never actually learn it. And that was the whole metaphor about the talk that I was going to do about a particular direct sales business. Because sales, all types of sales, begins with the end in mind. So if you learn to throw one ball well, it will land where you want it to. So that's probably the most important thing, is to learn to throw one ball, because when you end up with 3, you're basically doing the same move over and over again. So when you do it with 2, you go 1, 2, 1, 2. Make sure you stop before you start again so that you can forget your mistakes. Now, in sales, this is the customer. The second ball is the presentation. Without the customer, you can't go to the second ball. The presentation needs to have an equal amount of emphasis on it as does acquiring the customer in the beginning. And then if you really want to grow your business, then you need to be able to have the first ball, because then you can put everything together and it forms an infinity symbol. So you go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, you notice I'm just looking straight ahead. I'm not looking at the balls. They're just passing into my vision. So I don't have to actually watch the balls. I watch the situation. And that's basically what happens when you get proficient at anything like that is you can perform it and pay attention to other things at the same time. So you get a global perspective on it. So yeah, don't forget, if you are interested in these topics, you can get a podcast that will open up every aspect in details. So see you later. Bye.